Thank you for having me this morning. So is everybody in here a Captain America? Or are you a mix? CP. Okay. So who in here likes to communicate? Who in here likes to talk? Okay. Anybody a good listener? You guys all good listeners too? Are you good texters? Who in here is a good texter? Okay. That's awesome.
7th graders, you're in here too?
Yeah. Miss Bill sent some.
Okay, is it just you 4 girls coming in?
Yeah.
All right, have a seat in the back. Okay.
So, in my job, there's a whole lot of communicating. And I know that all of you are growing up in a time frame where you love to talk. Like you said, you're in middle school. Everybody likes to be in track to get out and communicate with each other and just talk to one another from different schools. It's very important when it comes to communicating and interacting with other people. Texting is great also, but what do you think that you lose when you text people? Yeah, you get to lose a lot of that, verbal or nonverbal communication skills. So that's something that I struggle with every day when I work with my clients and people that I want to work with, is the fact that there are some younger generations of people that want to communicate through email or through texting or through social media. But it's going to be important for all of you growing up, if you're going to be working in a business field, to be able to know how to communicate with people. And I think that's one thing that you're going to probably struggle with a little bit. So I just kind of wanted to start with that just a minute. So Mrs. Smalley had a great opening this morning when she spoke about looking past a job title and looking past, what that makes you look like or what it makes you look like you feel. But you really do want to dive deeper, and I think when you get into high school, you're going to have an opportunity to get out and do some job shadowing, which is pretty neat and pretty exciting, because that's your opportunity just to be able to look at more than just a job title. You're going to be able to go and spend some time with a business person or in the health industry or whatever industry you want to go into, because at the end of the day, you guys are probably going to be working 45 to 50 years of your life. It's a long time. So, does everybody in here really want to be happy with what they do in their life? I mean, you're going to start somewhere. You're not always going to start with the career that you want to start with right away. You're going to have to work yourself up. So, for me, I'm originally born and raised in Greenville, about a half hour south of here. Been in Coldwater for 16 years. But in my career, I started out, I worked for about 3 years. I co-opted in high school for a business. And when I was in high school, I was a pretty shy person. I didn't talk a whole lot, just kind of hung out with 3 or 4 people. But it wasn't until I got a job in a retail establishment. I worked in the greenhouse for about 3 years when I was in high school, and then I went to college. And that was a big defining moment for me. So if you're the type of people that like to communicate already, that's awesome, that's wonderful. But if you don't, going out and having a job early on, even if it's at a McDonald's or a retail establishment, that's your opportunity to get out and communicate with people. That is so important. That's why McDonald's is a great career opportunity for people that are in high school and college. Is it because it forces you to communicate, and it forces you to work well with other people. So, born and raised in Greenville, I got my degree in business management from Edison Community College, just a 2-year degree. If you're going to be in the field that I'm in now, you're not going to be able to get away with a 2-year degree. I graduated a few years ago, but if you're going to go for an associate's degree, or maybe if you're going to go for a bachelor's degree, who thinks that you're going to start exactly where you want to when you get out of school, if you go to school? You're gonna. Mrs. Wenning and I were talking about her children as far as where they're starting, and for them, maybe that first job is a good starting point for them. where they just get out there and really see what they want to do. And that's what I did. I worked at about 3 different places before I came to work where I work now. So, can anybody give me an example of what you think a financial advisor is? What do you think that I do all day? Besides take long naps. You guys heard of a financial advisor? You think you like numbers? You think you like working with people?
What's the root word, sorry, do you mind?
No.
What's the root word for financial? Finance, so it relates to money. So
And
what do
what
you
about
think?
advisor? What does an advisor do? If somebody's advising you, suggest. Good. Giving recommendations, giving ideas. Maybe pointing somebody in a certain path that they don't know what path to go down. It's kind of like a guidance counselor here at school. Their role and their responsibility generally is to help prepare you for life and help point you in the right direction. And that's why the school is and the classroom activities today are kind of helping you point to some ideas that you might be interested in. I don't think anybody here today is expecting you to make decisions on life as far as exactly where you'll be or what you'll do. But I think it's a good starting point. And I think it's awesome for you guys to have the opportunity to listen to some people in the area. I didn't have that when I was in school. Certainly when I was in school it was, hey, everybody goes to college. And some people were successful in that, some people weren't. So my role as a financial advisor is to provide advice and help people plan for their financial future. Generally, I'm going to help create and implement a strategy to help them make money in the future. So I'll just try to keep that simple. And in my field, it's a field where, again, generally, if you're going to work for a financial firm as a financial advisor, it's pretty much a 4-year program. And it's going to be really difficult if you're young, if you come out of college and you're 22 and you want to enter this industry, it's going to be really difficult. Just because the people that you work with, if I was working with any one of your parents, do you think that any one of your parents would probably come to a person that's 22 years old, that's sitting behind a desk, and they're wanting to provide financial advice to your parents? It might be kind of tough because they're thinking, you know what, this person's pretty young, what do they know about life? So for our business and our industry, if you want to do what I do, you're going to need to go spend at least a year, maybe 2 years, at our home office in St. Louis. And there they get to work on training you, really just helping you mature a little bit. And if I was 22 years old, I'm 44 right now, if I was 22, there was no way I would have been ready to help people like what I do. As a financial advisor, you really have to want to help people. So it was encouraging to listen to Mrs. Smalley up there talk about, what the different traits that you might have, what things that you may or may not enjoy being. And who you are now, it's probably not going to change between now and by the time that you're, through high school or through college. If you like helping people, you're probably going to continue to like helping people. If you like volunteering in your community, that's probably not going to change. So, if you're looking at a job in the financial world, I think the big part of it is you really have to want to like helping people and giving back. And I think that's really first and foremost. So who in here likes to help people? Should see every hand, I hope. All right, good. Okay. So there's a few other things that in my role, in my position, that you can't just go out of college and then just get your degree and then all of a sudden just start your job. There's a few things that you have to do. You have to take some big tests that are very important. A lot of those tests, it's just like the medical field maybe, or being an attorney or a CPA. There's a couple big tests that you have to take and you have to pass. If you don't pass them, you don't have a job. So there's a little bit of pressure on you. just like there's gonna be continued pressure on you in high school and college to continue to take tests. So I think in order to be in the financial role or my position, you have to like math. You have to really be able to communicate with people. We spoke about that as far as communicating. Communicating is huge. Communicating as far as looking at somebody face to face, you can blink, you can smile, but your nonverbal communication skills are very important. And again, that's why I struggle a little bit with the changes in technology right now. You have a lot of people that we all love to text, and I love to text, but in order to work with people one-on-one, you gotta be able to look at them face to face. And I think that's very important. So, my work schedule, so if you like to be in this field, you're probably not gonna work 40 hours a week. You're not gonna work 30 hours a week. You're probably gonna be working 50 plus hours a week. It's not a 9 to 5 job. Generally, I get to the office about 7 or 7:30 in the morning. I'm generally working until at least 5 or 6 at night. Monday through Friday, and half the days on Saturdays quite often. So, it's a lot of work, but if you really feel like you want to help people, it's a great job. It's a great opportunity, it's a great career, and I can't think of anything more fulfilling than to help people save money for the future, help your parents, your grandparents want to retire down the road, help them, maybe if you decide that you want to go to college, maybe help you save up money to go to college. So I think some big things to think about as you guys all grow up. Have you guys heard of Social Security? Anybody know what Social Security is? Real quick, it's just where out of your paycheck, so if you go down and work at the marathon station, you get paid, let's just say you get paid $10 an hour, and do you guys all think that if you get paid $10 an hour, you're gonna get $10 in cash? Now they're gonna hold back some taxes, they're gonna hold back some Social Security. So my role and my responsibility is to help you, whether you're a high school student, a college student, or out there with your first job. Get there and talk a little bit about why you should save early on and save for yourself. Don't wait until your parents' age to say, I should probably start saving. That might be a little bit too late. So, other things, when Mrs. Smalley was talking about, what generally people like me like to do, I like to volunteer my time as well. I like to give back to the community. So if you're the type of student or person that likes to give back and likes to be involved in organizations or activities in the community, this is a great opportunity, because organizations are always looking for people to volunteer. So, and they're always looking, generally, the business owners to do that. So, okay. So that's, for the most part, what I have to discuss. I wanted to leave a few minutes if anybody has questions about what I do all day. So a lot of my time all day is I'm meeting with about 5 to 6 clients at least once a day. So generally I have 5 or 6 appointments every day. I'm on the phone a lot. When I'm not on the phone talking to clients, I'm communicating with the other business partner I have in my office to make sure that things go smoothly during the day. So my day's pretty hectic. I really don't take any naps. So even though I started off with taking naps, don't think that this is a job where you get to take naps. So, anybody have any questions as far as what I do? Mrs. Holman, any questions?
Oh no, I was thinking, but I don't remember what I was thinking.
So, what's a financial advisor do? They what? They work with money, and how does he work with money? He helps people. And what does he help people do? help save and invest for their future.
So again, if you like people, if you like working with numbers, kind of if you like solving problems, or if you like giving, if you feel like you want an opportunity or a job that is very fulfilling, maybe you consider being a financial advisor, or maybe you consider being in the financial industry, where you work with people, or whether you work in the bank, where you get to help people. I can't imagine me being in a job where I don't get a chance to help people. And that's one reason why I'm here today, is to help you guys all maybe have a better understanding of what a career path like this looks like. But you have to be a confident person as well. So if you're a shy person, it's not going to work. So get out there and be in that job and be in that role where you get a chance to really interact with people.
Thank you very much. You got a tough crowd on a Monday morning, I know.
Well, it's better than after lunch.
Very true. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Yoder.